Rotterdam Red Pandas versus the Loch Ness Nessies. I don't know if this is quarterfinals or not.
Is this?
But yeah, we're gonna go and start on Ilios and Rudels. What do you think? Well, it's
What do I think?
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be a
Your
banger of a
prediction.
match.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Pickup is gonna have Blade here soon too, so we might close it out with that. So good speed response from Thunder. The Red Pandas is the Primal Rage. Let's see if they can get the EMP in time here. I feel like what that's what they're doing. Oh, he has just Vindy Man on the point now.
And then they all turn back and find
Pickup is been trying to get a pickup here in the back, and Susie's committed pretty early here for Red Pandas. Oh, like a duplicate is committed here. It's a JQPJQ.
I feel weird about getting that picked up backline. It was straight in the air.
I believe it. There's the rampage.
Yeah, I was straight in the wall. That's Mikey Deuce Genji. He's back in the screen. Nathan is kind of just doing all the work though.
Oh my god.
I guess the blade is... Now they're just gonna rush down
Yeah, all they have left is this overclock on the Nessie side. Can he touch? They do get a touch, but they lose the kill beyond the approach here.
Vindy Man on the ball, his signature specialty character totally fun. He's fighting off the point, he's not gonna be able to get back on.
No.
And
This
it
is
is
gonna go crazy.
Kingsrow, oh no. Actually, I like
Oh.
watching Kingsrow, I'll be honest.
I do too. I mean, if the Nessies keep playing what they're playing, then you know, that's why I kind of guessed Kings Row if they keep playing what they're playing, which is more like a like death ball centric type comp.
Mikey just being an absolute freak, stalker of nature.
Yeah. Oh, and just a TP. Okay.
They are just on point.
TP with the side. Oh, that's kind of powerful. Nathan just kind of falls over there.
A huge play because they know that they're gonna set up to like get crossfire and do stuff at point. But
Hello everybody and welcome into the Aurora Overwatch Clash Week 1 matchup between the Tampa Bay Tardigrades and the Glasgow Gators. I'll be your play-by-play booner, and today joining me is Fish on the first time in the Aurora Overwatch Clash on the cast. How you doing tonight, Fish?
Doing great. Glad to be here. First time.
Yeah, and we'll hopefully see you many more times. But yeah, we got ourselves kind of an interesting matchup tonight. You know, we have two teams who I think a lot of people kind of have them towards the middle of their power rankings. So this could be theoretically the battle of mid, or maybe we look back at, you know, later in the season and this could be the clash of the Titans, but who really knows? Looking at both these squads, you had some praise for the Gators before we went live, so I'll go let you take that away, and I'll take Tardigrades after that. But what are your thoughts on the Gators? You know, many people kind of questioning their 4 support selection in the auction draft, but you have other opinions.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, their strategy in this season was to get a lot of firepower, right? Like, I think the Tardigrades are the perfect example, right? They spent like 400 and whatever on Fedora and Fancy, and then the rest of the roster, there are a lot of question marks. But with the Gators, I feel, at least in my opinion, I'm like confident in what they are as a team, like, and how well-rounded they are. They have players that I wouldn't say you could pick anyone on their team and be like, that's the definite like weak link. So that's why I like them.
And we're, of course, heading into our first map, which is going to be Antarctic Peninsula for this week. We see a lot of brawly styles here. You know, as a Reinhardt enthusiast ourselves, Fish, this is one of our favorite maps because you can play Ryan here.
Love
but,
this one.
But you can see a lot of other things as well. We saw the Junker Queen yesterday. We saw Winston kind of pop up here and there. So we're going to see what these teams run out with. Fancy, kind of a well-renowned off-tank player. So perhaps we'll not be seeing, you know, that hard brawly tank out from the Ramacha or the Reinhardt. But looking at now, the start is going to be the D.Va, which is something we haven't actually seen so far on this map.
I think I would, off rip, favor the Gators comp here. I think the D.Va kind of gets bullied. I think Ram, Soj, Hanzo, you can only DM so much, and I think the brawl from the Gators should, in theory, come out on top.
You have to think about it. Well, does Jack find value in this guy basically on this far is kind of the biggest question. We'll be kind of deciding if this map makes or breaks here for the Tardigrades. But walking in, the average left side fight coming in for these two squads. Going for the battle, early show from Flawless, put in some poke on the other side, but Jack, 20% to his barrage, put in some work on his rocket, but they seem to ignore the Pharah and just try to rotate around the other side. Force a pretty awkward rotate out from the Tardigrades. The Gators right now playing the slow, playing the steady, waiting for Teddy to potentially get a pick on this Hanzo. But both teams kind of collide before. First one go down is Jack, etc. on the Soldier. We'll get that pick, but the pick returned here. DPS starting to pop off in the kill feed, but right now the point still has not flipped. Finally goes in favor of the Gators, and they look pretty strong here. Only losing one member and cleared the rest.
Yeah, I think something I didn't pick up at the beginning, but something I'm very aware of now. That is Panini on Baptiste. That is Panini on a flex support character, not something you would typically see from him. And I think Flawless especially can be able to expose this, right? If Bap has Pharmacy only as his main support duo, Bap is a very easy kill target for that Lucio Ram duo.
I mean, you just look at the support differential right now. Flip-Flop has a window ready to go, and Panini only halfway. Really no one to heal on the squad. Everybody playing so far apart, so spammy friendly. See if that works out from etc. Will go down, so good start getting the Sojourn out of the way for Jack now in Sky uninterrupted. Fancy gonna fly on in, both DPS gone for Glasgow. And it looks like a pretty desperate maneuvers here. Flip-Flop jumping in the face of the Pharah, trying to block the rocket for her team. The ultimate support, but it does not matter as it's a 5-0 in terms of the point kills here for the Tardigrades. And it's gonna be a flip over, and they'd use any else for that Fish. Look at that alt bank.
Jack gets his one, which sets up a really good economic fight from the Tardigrades. They have 5 ults coming in. The rotate could be big. But again, it's going to be an old fight. Etc. makes us swapped over the cast, which should help with the Pharah. I would like to see some, like, maybe a Tracer, though. Something to put some pressure on the Mercy.
Doesn't help with the Pharah, but also leaves you more prone to a dive from Fancy. Look, here comes the DM with the barrage. No picks, but does force immortality early. Teddy, first to fall. Annihilation out from Flawless as they decide to push forward despite losing a member. Flawless falling very weak on the point right now. Guku flying all the little elements off that side of the map to kill. But does not matter as the actual hero eliminations are coming heavy here for Tardigrades. And Fancy with the 3k there at the end. And they did use 3 ults to do that, but I guess you'll take that for a free extra percent here. And Flawless makes over onto the D.Va themselves, etc. to the Soldier, of all things.
I'm a little surprised that we didn't see like a support commit from the Gators there. That fight was really winnable. But they make this swap over the D.Va, again, trying to help with this Pharah, but I really don't think the Pharah is, like, the issue. I think trying to get out this, the Torb turrets, that's a good start, and trying to take some control on the map.
Using that window for the engage, but the beat comes down, but not in time save, etc. Soldier gone, no pressure for Jack now as Floss goes in the backline. Jack is in your backline! Swap positions with Fancy. And right now, not too much going on. Floss will lose the mech. So not going too well right now for Dormaster with the Molten Core on the point. Gets the pick on a Teddy. Little Washer Overwatch team on Washer Overwatch team combat there. And again, the Tardigrades, once they got this point, it looked impossible to break. The Iron Curtain stays strong.
Yeah, I think they really had to commit to whether they wanted to play a poke style and try to deny the Pharah, or if they wanted to stay with the brawl style and trying to walk on either Panini. They do get a contest here. They're making over a swap to stall characters, but Barrage comes out. Sorry, you go.
They do get the res, maybe. Yes, they get the res with the Valkyrie from HVSec, but Floss has lost the mech in the meantime. Flip-Flop flying extremely low. Panini with the final blow there on that Baptiste, and it looks like this might just be it. Just desperation stall right now from the Glasgow Gators in Tampa Bay. A celebration bomb from Fancy, the fireworks in the sky, and we'll take a 1-0 advantage here on Antarctica Peninsula. And honestly, once they got that point back, it was kind of a steamroll there.
Yeah, I think, again, like I said, I think you have to commit to whether you want to play more of a brawl style or if you want to play a poke style to deny the Pharah. Jack does go into the Echo here. I guess this is not as strong of a Pharah map. I don't know the which maps are Pharah and which maps are Echo maps, but still flyer nonetheless. I like what I see from the Gators. This is a Pharah than iComp, right? You have a hit scan. You have a Tracer for the Mercy. We're going double flex support, Diva, low resource. I don't like double hit scan. I think Tracer is really good into Mercy, but this is a F the Pharah comp from Gators, but they're going to be on Echo, which is going to give Jack a little more kill potential, and especially with no like main support, you could see Flip Flop and Cuckoo maybe being able to get exposed here.
See what happens there. Fedora Master does seem to lock down the flank here with the Soldier and the Kiriko. Flip-Flop start trying to get cute there on the right-hand side, but does force out Immortality pretty early, so good start. Fancy falling pretty weak here. Could lose this mech if he's not careful. Will get back in time. It looks like get healed up by Panini. And right now, Jack finds the opening pick onto Goku, but with a 1-for-1 trade. Both teams still in this fight right now. Jack finds etc. Did that Soldier damage out of this fight. Flawless mech stays strong for just a second longer with Flip-Flop to the heals, but looks pretty desperate right now as HV gets a res as well, brings Fedora back into this fight. And Jack on the Echo already has duplicate here, Fish, putting in a lot of work that fight.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing Diva, Cass, Soldier, you would prefer that your Echo doesn't get first pick. I think that's the thing you'd hope not happen.
Echo get first pick and build dupe in one fight. That's probably not what the coach drew up, but you know, coach drew a game plan to execute. We'll watch the film and come back next week. But looking at really nothing here for the side of the Gators to use. Goku only 30% his Kiriko ult. Nothing really coming out of that. Floss does have Diva mech here, pretty close. Diva bound. Jack with duplicate over onto the Diva. Fancy's mech falls low, forced to retreat, but there's another Diva on the field to maintain that space. As of right now, neither team is really taking this advantage here. Jack going in, trying to build something, but Anthony does land on two members here from Flip Flop from the back line to sleep onto that Diva boot, onto the duplicate. Nothing really coming. Floss does lose the mech though, can't get back in time to get nanoed up or healed. So that Diva mech out of the fight, they can't push into this Valkyrie HV sec, scaring them off with their wings. Looks like a peacock, I guess, but yeah, that's gonna be another fight win here for the Tardigrades, and they only use Valkyrie to do so. And do Goku flanking. This could be punished.
Fellas still doesn't have mech. He's really trying to build it. He's been trying for about a half a fight there. There we go. We have mech back. We have 4 ults coming from the Gators. Like, we have to start to try to take part of this map. Panini comes out with the window, and here's the fight.
Yeah, Nano buys her, but here comes the bomb in the back line. Top goes there. So many ults here are invested, but looks like fight win for Gators might be on the cards. AP Sec falls very low, but etc. gets that kill. Fancy's alone on the point. Does have bomb if they need it. Kiriko, and on it's just supports versus Diva right now. The bomb comes out. Are they gonna get this kill? Goku, the top goes in time. The slam doesn't land. But still supports against a full mech Diva. This is going to be very difficult here. Flip-Flop trying. The sleep comes in. 28 HP. Floss returns to the fight. Fancy on fire. The Immortality field comes in, but Fedora has returned to the point with the overload. Floss falls weak on the point. Has to use his mech here. Teddy trying to come back with the high noon if they need it. But doesn't look like they do. Floss comes back to the foray and finds 2. And despite the miracles from Fancy being worked there, the twinkle toes, they are going to get that point flipped here for the Gators and start to build this progress.
Yeah, now it's definitely one fight territory for the Tardigrades, and you had to commit rush on the side of the Gator, so not ideal. You really only got High Noon here, and then into Diva, that might as well not really be an ultimate. So it's looking pretty rough, Jack building this dupe, and I think if you're the Gators, you have to figure out a way to put pressure on Panini. I will stress it over and over. He has no help other than Fedora. Like, Fedora and Panini are standing on top of each other, and I think if you can beat that core, the Jack Echo Mercy won't be as big of an issue.
Tech4 MS turret is down. The dupe comes up from Jack over onto the Cassidy. Found that kill on a Teddy in the opposite number with the mag grenade of all things, and 2 picks early here. Fancy loses the mech, but the point has flipped in the chaos. Now it's 90%. Can they get a touch? It does look like they do. Flaws 1%. 2 of this Diva mech will have it. Looks the bomb onto point. Gets some work in. But Fancy with the Buddy Blaster killing a flip-flop, but Flawless has found Jack. So it's not done just yet, but Flawless loses the mech again almost instantly in the res on Jack as well. Fedora tries to whip with the hammer for some disrespect. Can he get one? No, he can't. Fancy sending all the kills in the kill feed. And that's going to be a 2-0 on Antarctica Peninsula here in favor of the Tampa Tardigrades. A strong start from them.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to see a Tracer come out at some point. I know that it's against Torb and whatever. I know that Tracer players really hate that matchup. But when they have BAP no main support and an Echo Mercy running running your team, I think a Tracer would be really useful. I know Teddy does play Tracer. I've seen it a couple times. I don't know if that's their most comfortable character. But I would like to see a more... I mean, obviously, I think if you're the Gators now, you want to pick a map that Flyers are not good. So you're probably going to pick maybe King KR. You're going to try to play Force of Brawlmere. But really, KR and Overwatch 2, you can kind of play whatever you want. So I'd be interesting to see if the Tardigrades are going to stay with what they've been doing.
Leaves them back on the bench, so Gators does have the reinforce if they need it here. Going over into our next map, we don't know what it is, but you have to wait and see our side of this map. Break, don't go anywhere, or Overwatch Clash continues after this.
I swinging it, and I hit yo T. Now you can't get these biggest for free. Don't wanna charge a mission, but I might set up a fee on. Yeah, I'm feeding your food. Where are our parents? We don't have no clue. Maybe they got wings and flew. Eating Scuba Koopas till my face turned blue. Hand over my super. Hanging out with DJ Lance like a foofa. Like a yellow hooper. Hoopla, in a rut. Trying to learn about poopa. Who, what, when, where, like how. Gotta solve all the mysteries in my busy town. Can't you see y'all up in my busy town? Gotta be when I make a double D or an Eddie. Feeling like a fitty cause I walk. And I'm on top like a head on a mop. I can't stop this crop. The ripping is just endless like Phineas and Candace. All the free time that you hand us. I'll be honest, I'll be candid like a candle. What I randle like a candle. Like I'm Randall, like I'm Gandalf. Cannot pass me. How you feeling? Do not sass me. Please do not harass me. If you want to, you can ask me. Talking gangster, that's it last me. You don't like it, then move past me. You don't like it, that's blasphemy. Blasphemy, that's a last for me. Couldn't cast for me with a fishing pole. Blasphemy, that's a last of me. Couldn't cast for me like what roll? Blasphemy, that's a last for me. Couldn't cast for me. Hit it with a pole. Blasphemy, that's a last for me. Couldn't cast for me. You already know. Y'all already know. Hit the bath salts when I hop in. Make a bubbly a bad call. Y'all already know. Got a bad roll. 12-15 knows one move tag on. Y'all already know. She'll surf in the snow. Where's my project? Got the world record. Y'all already know when it's welcome to the show. Please silence your phones when I jaggy at cones. When I jaggy at cones and I'm paving the roads and I'm pedaling the roses. My bow stuff like Moses. We touching our noses. We hitting these poses along to the music. I'm helping hypnosis. Hypnotized, entranced in lies like cherry pies. I'm filled with pride. I'm innocent. Please let me go. So traumatic. I thought I died, but it was just this song. Bumping to the beat, set aside like a pong. Answer your question, but I answered it wrong. The song so hot to the touch of used tongs. When I handle it, then we eat in. I'm a fan of it. No smoking on the cannabis until you eat eggs max. I'm feeling like a robot, like a Baymax. See, big here 6 in IMAX. Well, where was 1 to 5? Nobody knows my shops, but I close. It's time to rest my eyes on.
And welcome on back, everybody, to the Overwatch Clash Week 1 battle between the Glasgow Gators and the Tampa Bay Tardigrades. Tardigrades taking our first map of Antarctica Peninsula pretty handily. We did have the Glasgow Gators taking about 50% on each point, so if we put them together, they got one. But our next map is going to be KR, and we got a lot of swaps coming through. So for the Tardigrades, Yeetmeister in for tank, Fancy to support, Fancy to DPS, Fedora to support. For the Gators, Goku to DPS, and Raz to support. So, big changes here, but the big issue is Jack still stays on this DPS, and, Jack plays Pharah and Sombra and is annoying to play against. So, unless the Gators really have an answer to deal with Jack or to put pressure either on the supports or Fancy more, they really have no answer in this series, and it could be in for a quick on your fish.
Like moving to Fedora support. I think that's funny. And so I think that's cool. The swaps are cool. I think there are a lot of creative ways to keep your best players in all the time. I think both teams are kind of using like role swaps and flexibility, and that's cool. But yeah, I'm not surprised about the KR pick. Obviously, Gators feel that they're better at Brawl, even though there's really no proof of that. But that seems to be what they're most comfortable on, and we haven't really seen the Tardigrades play Brawl yet. That we could see it here.
I know Yeetmeister is a Ryan enjoyer, and Ramatra can play Ramatra as well, so really known for those Brawl tanks, so probably what we're seeing here.
Yeah, we'll probably see a Fedora on BAP, and then a Ryan or a Ram, and then maybe a Jack like Sombra, and then like a fancy, I don't know, like Tracer. I don't really know. It's kind of hard to play Brawl with a Sombra, but they'll figure it out. Yeah, I think it'll be curious to see. I think Gugu on DPS, he's pretty good last season. He was definitely one of the shapeshifters, standout players, so nice to see him back on that DPS role. I think he looked good on Hanzo. I think that was one of his better characters.
Hanzo is kind of Goku's known DPS. Tracer up there as well, but so maybe they listen to you, Fish. Maybe they're like, oh, we got to play Tracer to actually win this game. But we'll see what Goku comes out here on Kings Row. I don't expect the Widow to stay, especially when you have Exeter on your team. But I've been surprised before. And we can look over at the Tardigrades comp, and we have Yeetmeister on that Reinhardt, what he's known for. Yeah. But Fancy on the Cassidy. Fancy, known for that stellar off-tank play, stellar just tank play in general. But
we're running a real comp. This is a real comp. This is a
real man's comp.
Yeah, this is a prototypical Rush comp. It's a little outdated at this point because Ryan is just kind of bad. So you kind of just run Reaper Ram, but it is cool. Flawless onto this Diva. Maybe this is just like a first fight. Maybe play for picks early and then swap the Brawl. I would hope that Flawless would see a main tank on the other side and want to match. Especially with like Gugu playing Mei, obviously you'd want to play. Gugu's in there. Somebody did not tell him that they are not on Brawl.
Excuse me, the block is ability Gugu you can use to stay alive, as Jack just showed you there. But Gugu did get a wall in the Fancy and just tried to chase him down, but really no help from that. So the gang came and helped up, and we have Etc. on the Widowmaker with the Raz Mercy, trying to get something done, but forced to retreat for now. Flawless is still in your backline. Yeetmeister goes pretty aggressive here, but the team is there to assist. A nice wall from Gugu, though. We'll isolate the Reinhardt. See if they get anything done, force on the air field or anything else. But right now, pretty slow and steady here. Trying to get a little bit of space here. Flawless almost has a bomb here, though, so pretty good start from them. Yeetmeister falling low. But HV there to back him up. A big wall. Oh, Flawless is just sticking onto like HV sec climbs and fights, etc. The frog kills the spider. The bomb comes out.
Nano May.
Immortality field is taken down, but yeah, the Nano May comes in, gets taken down almost immediately. Etc. swapping over onto the Sojourn. A lot of quick ults here, but look at the time bank. It's already basically halfway gone, and really no points garnered here for the side of Glasgow as the Tampa Tardigrades hold strong with a Brawl.
Yeah, it doesn't. The Gators comp doesn't really make sense. Okay, here we go. So we've swapped to Ryan. So now we're fully committing to Brawl. It's like Brawl Mercy Sojourn. It's an interesting one. You kind of have to play it slower and hope your Sojourn gets a pick. The early aggression.
But they find Fedora, so a good start from them. Immortality field comes out to protect Flawless in the fight, and they found two. The Shatter gets blocked by Flawless. Yeetmeister, no! Gets a main tank dift on his character. And now Flawless is going to walk forward and flame him down. Cooked Yeetmeister in the MTD and literal. HP is just, they're trying to run for as long as possible. Gets taken down by the Iron Law of the Justice with Flip-Flop. And they broke through. They made the swaps. They swapped to a good comp fish and they won. Well, not good, but a better comp and won.
Yeah, better comp.
Versus Sojourn is not very good.
I like, it's definitely better. that pick, it kind of gives them a route. They're going in.
And
Without a
Goku's
Lucio, they're playing this corner. They're trying to aggress. They have someone on cart. They're trying to take some space. Etc's on that high ground. Gets Fedora again. Etc is taking Fedora's lunch money. That is a second kill. 2 fights in a row. The cart, yeah, they're playing really aggressive, trying to push this tempo. But if you're the Tardigrades, you should identify, hey, we have Lucio, they don't. Let's just get the wall onto Ryan and try to not let them take tempo from us, because in all reality, they shouldn't be able to.
Theoretically, you can just walk into it, they can't run away. So
Yeah.
if you isolate one target, a big window, and Jack takes advantage of
That's
that
right.
one with the icicle to the dome, onto etc. 2 quick picks here, make it 3. And that's going to be another fight when the wall will isolate Goku. Tries to get one back, but yeah, you're a one-man army there, Goku. Not long for this world. Raz whips out the blaster of all things with Fancy. The shurikens land true. And do we see Razzmatazz swap here off the Mercy? Well, yes, they go to Lucio. So, actually, okay, I can say it now. A good comp has been made.
Comp. We have. I actually like Gators comp more. I think Genji kind of blows, but it is still playable. So, and wow, they're going in.
The Blizzard comes out here. They just speed in. The Shatter from Flawless though lands onto 4 members. It's a monster one. Aphis falls to the weakening on Taffy has gone down. The beat just in time to save Yeetmeister. Yeetmeister returns with the beat. Fancy with the blade. Finds 2. Both supports are gone. And despite the monster hero Shatter from Flawless, they can't break through the ironclad defense of the choke.
You'll take that though. You traded Shatter for Blizzard, Blade, and Beat. You'll take it.
You're walking into the Yeetmeister though. He's got the Shatter. He won't be.
I think Falls
He
blocks
won't
these.
be denied a second time, surely. Ready to go.
You also got the overclock.
The Shatter.
Whoa.
It wasn't blocked. But I don't think it hit anybody. Maybe flip flop on the back, but the overclock does find Fancy. So an opening pick from the Shatter will only find 1, but taking that Genji down, that's a lot of pressure gone. Fedora turn run back to Teen Trick, get some heals at the wall, not gonna find anything from Goku. The cart will progress here. HV Sec doing a bit of wall riding in the middle of nowhere. The flame strikes are exchanged by Yeetmeister lands to
Big.
big Shatter from Flawless, gets on to 4 members again. 2 monster slams from Flawless. Fish, I know you're enjoying this as much as I am when you see some monster Earth Shatters
This is
come
some
out.
honest gameplay.
This is, and Jack is second himself like a good Samaritan. And Glasgow look to capture point B.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Fancy swapped off of Cass, because I think that being able to pressure etc. and you would have a lot more shield pressure on Flawless. Flawless is kind of able to do whatever he wants past the May wall, and is why he's probably gonna catch up to Yeet on the Shatter.
The Blizzard
Big
in the backline
Blizzard.
is huge from Goku as well. The pin not able to get out of there, and that's 3 quick kills. Maybe a 4th here if Fancy can't get back. Yes. That's a pretty quick team kill off of 1 ultimate there. Goku with a well-timed flank Blizzard.
Yeah, that was really good, and you didn't really get that much card progress from it, but it doesn't really matter. You've built a lot of momentum for yourself. That being said, the Tardigrades are going to come out with 3 ults here, and I expect them. They're kind of tired of losing, and they're gonna burn a lot of them this fight.
See if that happens. Here comes the early Blizzard out from Jack. Will lock down 2 members. The Ajax hole just barely gets off. Razzmatazz able to get that beat down. No one has fallen to the Blizzard, so a good start right now for the Glasgow Gators. They're responding with a window of their own. Flip flop
He's
going
looking for a
down.
Shatter.
Oh,
He died. Oh,
Flawless!
no! Holy shit!
Gets onto both supports. Is charging
Oh my
as well.
God.
Flawless is just putting on a main tank performance on King's Row. Once he swapped off the Diva Troll, of course.
Okay, what is he doing now?
He's looking at Fancy in the backline. Fancy is just trolling back here. If Fancy dies,
kills him.
it might be Jover. We're not Barack, ladies and gentlemen. Yeetmeister
Yeah,
has the
block the
Shatter
Shatter.
themselves, looking for it. Goku throws up that wall. The Shatter comes down. It's a 4-man from Yeetmeister. These Reinhardts don't have their shield click bound. They are just laying it down.
He had it too. He wasn't even doing. He wasn't like. Oh, I'm sad. Yeah, that was an interesting fight. I think they took a little too long. I don't think the Rhine should have turned for Fancy there, because it let the Tardigrades walk out of spawn for free. But I think they're gonna try to set up etc. on the high ground and go for an overclock here.
E-Master is flying pretty low. The wall does come out, doesn't isolate anybody. A window response from Fedora Master. The beat from HP as well. 2 support ults invested here. And the Blade Fancy 3 ults. They want to win this fight. It looks like if the Tardigrades, if the Gators reset, they will have one more, but they haven't not given up yet. E-Meister has fallen. Guku is 5% to a Blizzard. The TP in the backline, though, is pretty big. If Fancy goes in, puts some pressure on Razzmatazz. Guku has Blizzard, though, and lays it down the second he gets it up. Guku has fallen. The Shatter doesn't find anything, but the wall, I think, came up in time. And now just the staggers have come through, and the time bank has dwindled. It's 10 seconds. And I don't even think they have a touch here. Flip-Flop is trying to 1v1 a Genji as Kiriko, but has no cooldowns to use. She's so scared. Both supports are on her. No, Flip-Flop down. And the that's from Razzmatazz is not going to be there. And despite Flawless' best efforts, they can't get a full cap on KR.
Yeah, that Jack Sim swap, I think, really threw them off guard. Because Sim just was able to, the fight went a really long time, and Jack then just got full beam, and then it's kind of Jover at that point. He gets Simwall. He actually blocks the Shatter himself with Simwall, which was kind of sick. He still died, but getting Simwall in one fight is crazy. Obviously, you probably wish that Raz swaps to Lucio a little earlier, or whatever. But I think it's a good push for the Gators. I think both teams are feeling pretty decent about that round. I think the Tardigrades feel like, they did full cap. We can full cap. It's it's our turn now, so I think both teams feel pretty good.
Etc. are going to go over to the Reaper on the defense here, so a new look, probably putting some more pressure on a Yeetmeister perhaps, but if Fancy sticks on this Hanzo, the little we've seen of the Fancy DPS in Aurora, the Hanzo has been a standout, so could he put some pressure in, maybe help breaking those Mei walls down from Guku a little better. And Jack, I wouldn't be surprised to see him stick on this Sim as well. Those little TP shenanigans with the Yeetmeister, known to get a bit creative and inspirational with his Reinhardt gameplay as we saw in the first half, so a TP can only add to the sauce, and really nothing else changing here for either squad.
Yeah, it looks like Fancy's probably going to be uncontested here, because Etc. is not... Guku's going to throw some icicles in their general direction, but I think the goal for Tardigrades is just going to be setting up everyone on high ground, create angles, and then it's going to be really hard for Etc. to get any value at all on the Reaper.
The classic Guku call play statue here with the Reaper and the Mei, but Fancy putting some nice headshots with the Storm Arrows. The Sim TP comes out, Etc. first to fall. And with the Reaper gone, might be kind of tough to finalize these kills as the wall does come from Guku. Did ice a few members, but no real kills coming out of there. You guys are charging back to the team, trying to stay level as long as possible. Guku falling very low, but will get healed up by Flip-Flop. So it's just one pick for now on either side. The point is to put some pressure. Raz falling very low, and Fancy with the Storm Arrows will capitalize. And with that coming through, the picks heavily in favor of Tardigrades. And let's see, point A opened up pretty darn quickly. The statue strategy should have left that back in Overwatch 1 there, Guku.
Statue's not bad. Oh, wow, what a snipe. Statue's not bad, but the only reason you... Jesus. Jack is the American sniper. The only reason you go and play statue is if you're going to go first, and they didn't go first. So then the entire idea of playing there is kind of pointless. Because whoever takes tempo first wins if you're playing statue, and he just swang through and killed Etc. immediately. Etc. makes a swap over to the Ashe. This kind of double poke brawl is a little funky, but considering Jack is on Sim, maybe they feel like, let's just try to poke Jack out, and he won't get as much value.
The issue is with these late swaps, they gave the chokehold. So they got to take this back quickly, but Flawless responds with a nice flame strike through the window. But Fancy the Dragon responds in kind. It's a one-on-one, but Flip-Flop a much more valuable pick there from Fancy. I saw you much shatter, but he got nobody with that. Daniel Dossi laid it down. But we'll see if Flawless can respond with a big shatter in kind. Has hit some pretty nasty ones here recently. Fancy is alone and gets taken down by the dive tank in Flawless. The cart has gone about halfway through B right now, but with that pick onto Fancy, I think the Tardigrades have to hold up for a little bit longer. The shatter comes down through the window, gets on 2 in the back, but Yeemesh is the one to get the kill instead. With a flame straight through the window onto Razzmatazz. She had beat as well. This could be a disastrous pick. Yeetmeister pins in the alley, but Flawless there to meet him. It's a bar brawl here.
Alone.
There's battle, but can't get back to the battlefield in time. Disaster. The Sim turrets in the backline putting a lot of work. Flip-Flop has returned. This back piece are going at it right now. in the kill feed with 2. The beat will come down onto the 3 main members. Will H respond with one of their own? They didn't need it. Flip-flop has gone down.
It's a 3v5.
This might be it, yes. And that's going to be point B captured, and this time bank is very impressive, to say the least.
Yeah, they're just taking tempo. Like it's really Brawl is a tempo-based game, and I'm seeing I don't know who is calling tempo for Tardigrades. It might be Fedora. I don't know, but they're very much setting the pace of the game, and it seems like it's the Gators are having a hard time keeping up. They swap over to the Mercy, so even more leaning into this poke style, but Fancy gets etc. immediately. The rest comes out. But Jack is now full charged on Sim. Oh, not anymore.
Oh, the beat can't stop a headshot from coming in from long range, but Guku playing pretty weak here, so it's a 1-point on DPS, and Fancy throws the dragon onto cart. Fedora with a nice window will get that point progress made, but the bot from etc. will stop this for just a second. They melt them almost immediately, however, so that ult is gone, and now HVSec is battling the high ground and just loses the 2-on-1. And that might be it, as it looks like Tampa are retreating for now.
Yeah, I do like what the Gators are doing, especially considering they're on Sim. Like I'll keep stressing about the Sim. Like trying to poke out the Sim is definitely a way to win. Now you have both your DPS set on high ground with a Mercy pocket, but it does kind of leave Flawless in a situation. What a creative Sim wall!
The Sim wall blocks off. The shatter comes through. I believe Flawless got slicked down as well as Jack, but with Flawless going down, the tank is not there. The big burly body, and now Yeetmeister just plows forward. Finds one, Guku.
Oh,
Guku finds 2, and now Flawless still on the point, charging in, not gonna find anything, but it does create a little bit of space right now for the squad. Flawless is getting healed up by Flip-Flop for just a second. They need.
Oh, someone heal my boy.
Oh, but Yeetmeister is there. The Ryans are battling the pin.
Wait, why would
Will be the response pin. Goes down, and Flawless. The heroics from Guku on the high ground, finding 2. We'll stop it, but there is still 3 minutes left in this bank. Oh no, good shot.
Yeet swaps over to Zarya? Okay, not a fan of the Zarya pick, but they're already up
2
2,
anyway.
so it might not even matter.
Guku has a dragon
The
for
res
spawn
comes
if
out
they
from
need it. They get
res.
the res. Nice time. The Sim TP up on the high ground, though. Claim the spot for themselves. Even Typhoon from Flip-Flop taken down. Raz has the Valkyrie. Tries to keep the team nice and healthy. The dragon from Guku doesn't find too much there. The wall is good on top of the window. Guku finds HV. Guku is trying his darndest here to keep his team in the match.
Yeet should die here.
Yeet doesn't die here because Yeet just swags out and just refuses to fall. Facing the dragon on the cart, well placed there, splits the team. Flawless has to charge back, but Guku again! Guku! What is going on? This guy is Wheeze this morning. The Sim will invest as well. They're down 3. Fancy gets 1, but that's not been nearly enough. That better be a swap from Jack. That better be a swap. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I actually think the Gators have a chance because I think the Zarya pick is so troll. Zarya is so bad into Ryan because she just can't do anything. Yeah, you're gonna. Ryan has 1400 shield to play with, and you have 2 bubbles. You can pretty much outblow Zarya every time, especially with May. Jack, I think the Echo pick is trying to.
Oh, the shatter!
Like it does high ground. Big shatter. Yeet's dead.
But they get the etc. in the meantime, so they do investigate Casino Rush as well on top of this. So it looks to be a pretty solid fight when coming out. They get the res on etc. So it's a 5-on-4. Casino Rush. They are just running away as fast as possible. Tardigrades trying to stay alive. They're trying to build these 5 packs of ultimates, but the Gators doing the same thing.
Yeah, they have this.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
It's okay. Curie comes back fast, but etc. has to hit a blizzard here to stall the push, I think.
Comes out, pretty
There
nice
it
blizzard.
is.
It forces them
Could be.
all into the corner, but the beat, like you said, well timed. The bubbles keep the team nice and healthy as well. So nothing really garnered from any of these ultimates. The charger from Flawless,
Flawless is
very
so
low.
low.
Flawless is so weak. Will go
Big
down.
grab.
The grab dragon combo, what they were building for, finds 2. And despite their best efforts, it looks like the Gators are going to be thwarted here in the final minute.
Goofus heroics.
Is spinning on cart. Jack did dupe the Mercy of all things and almost has a Valkyrie, but not gonna give him time. Tardigrades take us to match point.
Yeah, it's just the second and first were so bad for the Gators that it's 5 minutes. Like the Zarya swap's really bad, but I mean you build grab drag, and then it also doesn't help that I think that was what Flip-Flop. Yeah, Flip-Flop swaps to Kiri, so then you don't have Immor. So then grab drag just becomes like a free fight win no matter what, pretty much.
I did like the adaptations that we saw at the end once they actually got their stuff together from the Gators. So potentially some signs of life for later in the series, but the reverse sweep is needed. Will this be my second 3-0 of the season? Unfortunate. We'll have to wait and see on our side break. Don't go anywhere. Overwatch Clash continues after this.
Slow. I be certified, I water I grow. Milliliter 35 balls out with my bow. I think so. I mean, whoa, where to go? I need more, need to get a stove, but I kick back, sipping lemonade, get a 6-pack. Did that when I'm full grown, and I lick that lilac. Bring my mind back to the present when the sun set, but I won't let it go. No, I can run from my fears. Gotta face the facts, gotta face the tears. I've been looking decided on my peers. I've been holding on to this for years. When the flood and are we in the clear? I don't want to see reflections in the mirror. But I grow higher, even though I'm tired. Even if I wanna quit, I'm still a tryer. Victory is mine, yeah, you better call the choir. Yo. So high, I'm a flyer. You can step out to my empire. Cannot break the heat, yeah, you cannot break the fire. Determine the heart, what could be my one desire? All my fears hold me back from success. All the racks, these is facts though. Mountain Dew back throw, but what do I lack, yo? I come in and crack dust, so you better back up. Seismic waves coming through, samurai jack. My rhymes are sharper, they go harder than a stainless steel tack. Pull a jack out of the deck, and I play what I handed. You complaining, you ungrateful, you just take it for granted. Twist it, turn it when I burn it, yeah, I'm making it slam. Hop in the pool, and I go swimming when I'm Damon again. I will hand myself a Grammy, but I know that I can't. I'm so sunny as ever, isn't hot in here, what is the weather? Light like a feather, tell her, hey fella, when I see her off her feet, Cinderella, yeah, she the belle of the ball. No one compares like a doll, to think that she hit the goal. I might be wrong, I think I sing to these songs.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Overwatch Clash Week 1 game between the Glasgow Gators and the Tampa Tardigrades. Tardigrades right now up 2-0. And Gators really trying to scramble for answers. They had some at the end there of King's Row, and that answer was Guku on Hanzo hitting headshots every single fight. But we'll see. We're going over onto our next match. Our next map is going to be Rialto. So probably going to see a lot of that hit scan coming out here from etc. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Widowmaker potentially, but they gotta bring something out here. They gotta work with it. Oh,
yeah,
suicide.
We're always gonna see mercies from both sides. I think that's the kind of the constant of this match. Is there have been a lot of mercy played. I would like to see maybe a ball from Flawless. I know he played that a lot in Overwatch 1. That was one of his better picks, but I think we're gonna. If it looks like we're gonna see some Diva mirror, and it looks like we're gonna see a Flyer mirror. Obviously Echo wins the matchup, so that's gonna be. I don't know if Gugu's gonna make the swap. But etc. starts out on this Widow, trying to get some picks.
Yeah, Echo wins the matchup, and no slouch is Flawless on the DPS or on the Diva, but Fancy is a different animal on this character. And like we said, Echo wins the duel. It's almost instantly Gugu taken down. So with that gone, that's a lot of the pressure off the high ground taken away. And right now, they just continue moving forward just a little bit, inch by inch here, trying to get back to the corner. Another kill, but both Flyers are down. So potentially an opening here for the attackers to go in off of. The res on the Guku, so it's a 5-on-4 right now. So the advantage is there. Fancy just being a big body, self on point, trying to keep Team Nest in health, but an anti-nade from Flip Off will send Fancy back just a little bit there. Toward turret has been spotted and taken care of. Fancy falling very weak here, has to play careful with this map, could lose it out. And Panini, objective survive. failed. I mean, Goku, we got something different here.
We got it over. We got
It ain't working. And etc. going down. Both divas for the Gators have been taking a fight. Fancy comes in off the back of that Goku kill and finds 3. Both supports as well as the DPS, and that's going to be a fight win here for the defense. Flawless trying to feed this mech over. Flawless, you might need to jump off here.
Jump off, yeah.
There he goes. And Goku has very please.
Yeah, taking the Echo. The soldier pick from etc. Yeah, I mean we're basically seeing a mirror here in a different way. Torb and soldier, I mean.
Torb and soldier and flip-flop Baptiste. It's a pretty big mirror. It's a pretty big mirror here. You know, 3 for 3,
yeah,
3 for 5.
Yeah, it's close enough. We're gonna see the Echo duel in the sky. Fancy finds a pick on a flip-flop.
But the Nano and the Goku really found nothing there. The Molten Core keep the team back. Flawless forced to retreat Jack in this duplicate form on the Diva close to a bomb. And Flawless is again going to get staggered here. Chucks the bomb towards spawn. I couldn't find too much on Flawless, just getting, it's a very sad stagger. Eventually goes down. But now with 2 minutes in the time bank, they have Ulster working here. This has to be the fight they win.
You got the dupe. I think the BAP seems to be bringing a lot more survivability than the Ana can, with the with the MR and just the self-sustain. And I think really it's the Gators are having a hard time like breaking the choke. The dupe comes out. They're trying to make some stuff happen.
Oh, the bombs are exchanged, but Flawless is the only one to fall. Both baby divas are gone, etc. on the high ground, putting some work. The squish from Goku out of Jack. Echo diff asserted for 1 fight. And finally, they've broken through, but they had to use all their ults to do so. But I mean, the Tampa Tardigrades have also used all their ults, so potentially winnable here. They have Visor.
Issue with Rialta, you gotta win 2 big fights to cap first. It's very hard. That was the first one. Here's the second one. Fancy contesting this high ground.
Panini standing in the middle of the bridge against a Visor, not advisable. And with Panini going down, that's a great point A capture. A great proactive Visor from etc. Going crazy here, coming alive with the Mercy Pocket on the soldier. Jack very weak in the backline, etc. Another Helix rocket kill. Chucks on down. And point B will continue to move forward. I've
identified the strategy. It seems like they're using Goku as like a bait for all of Jack's attention, and they're not putting a mercy on him. Like Flip-Flop is gonna try and heal him or whatever, but they're not putting all the resources into him. They're putting the resources into etc. While everyone is occupied on Goku. It's actually kind of smart. But now Goku's getting pocketed, so they're doing both.
Goku takes it. DPS finds the Echo Mercy out of the sky, and they have Nano and Valkyrie that need it. But I don't think they've been due. Panini switch over onto the Kiriko, but it's getting chased down by Flawless, getting punished. Fedora falling very weak as well. The overload will start to wear off, but Flawless loses the mech to the long-range beam of Jack. That could be devastation here as they're closing in on the cap of B.
They do have the Nano here.
The duplicate, eating the Molten Core, good duplicate there from Goku, but loses the mech basically instantly through all that pressure. The Nano, etc. as well, but forced to run away. Flawless will get the mech back in time. The Valkyrie is still able for both these teams. Jack with the duplicate Visor finds Goku. The Echoes just spoke to each other with their ultimates in the duplicate form. And the picks are heavily in favor right now. Tardigrades 3 for 0. And they have finally stabilized, but 2.42 meters separating the Gators and capturing a point B. If they can punch Fancy here, no, it looks like he'll get out alive with the mech intact.
Yeah, the Curie swap, a little more survivability, I guess. It kind of does the same thing. Jack falls. That's interesting. Flawless falls to spawn, though. They have no diva. They're looking for a res?
They know they're getting... they're hounding it. Goku is on it.
Yeah.
Was ready to stick that Mercy if they came anywhere near that, but they don't get that res off. So they'll be down Jack here if they go quickly. But Flawless has yet to return to the battle. Going a bit of a flank angle right now. Overload comes out early, and the fly-through from Fancy. I mean, Flawless has finally come up. The bomb doesn't find anything. No, but Fedora Master has fallen in all the chaos, etc. with a Visor. But Fancy is there to eat. And Panini...
Come on, Panini!
Okay, it goes down.
What?
So losing out on that Curie could be huge, but Flip-Flop is being dived down by Fancy right now. Flawless there for the peel. Goku is like
Goku
1
just went
HP,
to
and the
card by
turret,
himself.
not gonna find anything. The bomb gets chucked up in the sky. Not gonna find anything. 30 seconds in time bank now, and the only ult on the field is the dude from Jack. But Flip-Flop can get punished here if they're not careful.
Yeah,
they will get
Panini dies again, surely.
And Fedora's dead as well. That's, okay, what just happened? I was not watching either of those two people that just died. But yeah, the
Well,
opening
Panini
pick
keeps trying to
there.
TP to... Panini is using his TP offensively, and then
Dying.
and then just dies. Yeah, that was... They should have won the fight before, too, because Panini did the same thing. But, Goku tried to, like, cap by himself when he should have just stayed with the team, then they would have had a numbers advantage. But Panini made the same mistake again, so they won anyway. But I think... I mean, we're seeing a lot of, like, Echo Mercy stuff, but really, I'm looking at Etc. Etc. is getting a lot of value on Soldier. He's kind of been kind of uncontested by everyone, and has been kind of the X factor on this attack.
Duplicate Goku comes in here. The bomb from Flawless on top of the squish. There's just too much pressure for Panini to handle with one Suzu. The squish and the bomb.
Cancel
They're gonna get
res.
the
Nice.
res off. Fedora will
HP's
fall.
1.
Valkyrie between the two of them. The turret again finds Goku, his worst enemy. Fancy falling so weak here, but will get healed up. The anti-nade is big though. If they get Fancy on the mech, doesn't have bomb in time. But will get healed
Somebody
up.
break
Will have
the
the
turret.
mech. Panini is low yet again. The bomb from there, the visor comes out from Except goes down to a long-range headscot from Fedora Master. Come back from spawn. And I think they're forced to retreat for just a little bit for one last recontest. Oh, Bunny
Yeah,
goes-
no ult out of Gators. I think it's going to be a really hard, like last-ditch fight. I think touch will probably be flawless. They can get like a decent touch, but they're win. Actually, they have nano, so there is definitely a win condition here. Flawless comes with a nano early. He's trying to get a pick on a Panini.
Chuck the nano in, but the dude from Jack is in the backline with the Diva mech ready to go. Panini did TP out, stays alive, gets healed up. They lose out on Jack's duplicate pretty early, but nothing really coming out. Aside from the Jack will go down. The Casino Rush, pretty big. Flawless here almost has
Res.
bomb. Fancy
Bomb.
lose out on the mech. The bomb comes in. Finds two, a big one from Flawless. And now Jack is just there to watch his team burn and die slowly. HP trying to fly, and Dr. Ziegler has nothing for the dead. And the dupe will wear off from Goku, but they looks like they have it. All 3 points are captured, all in overtime. But hey, it gets the job done.
The Gators of life. That's a really good round. Capping 3 on Rialto is really hard. You would 100% favor them on this defense. I think this is one of the most defense-sided maps in the game.
Yeah, and now you're walking into as well a team that likes to play a long-range hit scan, you know, with etc. It's a lot easier to play that on the defense. And I mean, you know, etc. known for that Widow, known for that Ashe, but pulled out the pocket soldier here and showed up the new buffed soldier. Was putting in so much work, and like you said, Goku feeding the stats over for the team play. Probably has Gold's death by at least 20
that
at this
dude's
point.
died so much.
But, I mean, he's doing his job. He's making space. He's playing tank as Echo. Puts the body on the line for the squad. And looks to be really no swaps from the Gators. Panini back over on the Baptiste off that Kiriko. I mean, we saw that Baptiste was doing pretty decent on the defense in point A. The Kiriko, a little less inspiring from Panini, but
yeah,
the Baptiste seemed way more in his comfort
stick
zone.
to the Bap. Stick to the Bap. I think the Kiri's a lot harder to play in terms of like cooldown management. You have to really be careful with their TP and Bell. And if your name is Ridlog, you just never die. So, you know, there's just sometimes that character's a little broken, but it's also pretty difficult to play. I like the soldier adaptation. It's kind of like Fancy has only one defense matrix and has to DM like everything. He has to DM soldier, has to DM echo nade, has to DM, you know, on a nade. There's a lot for Fancy to worry about, and I think that puts a lot of pressure on them.
Fancy trying to clear the high ground for now. Looks to be doing a pretty decent job. Torb turret get taken down pretty quickly. But Fancy has cleared the high ground for now. So no real pressure from the soldier on that first high ground. Jack flies into a wall, but will get that boost back over on to claim that high ground. Flawless trying to take it back for the team. Fedora's alone on point. We'll get punished. So good start here from the Gators as Jack looks to be playing pretty passive here. Maybe go for a bit of a flank angle, but for now, Tampa Bay playing it slow, trying to get himself set up.
think again that's kind of was the perfect fight. Like Fancy was really worried about DMing etc. the entire fight and kind of just left Fedora like on his own. And now Gugu seems to be kind of getting the benefit on this Echo 1v1. So it's looking really good for the Gators. I think they've kind of found their niche here, and I think the momentum is clearly in their side right now.
They did use Immortality Field to keep Fancy alive in the fight. Looks like it'll work. I mean, Gugu just saved the stickish for the Tord turret. And is doing a pretty good job of taking that out of the fight. So it's really, there's no sixth man here to put pressure in. Trying to melt down Fancy, but the turret or the mech is simply too strong. Overload pretty early out from Fedora Master. And this flank again here from Jack. But the whole team is there to peel for it. Jack falling so weak. Looks like they'll get out with their lives if they're lucky. The
Fancy's
stickies
there.
land.
Big nano.
Yeah, Flawless
Fedora
there.
should die.
Flip-flop is pretty weak, but Fancy in the backline gets slept up. There's a lot of pressure right now for Flawless. They're kind of doing the same thing they did on the other side. Flawless only has one DM, and etc. is the one to fall. Fancy with the bomb finds Gugu, both DPS here for the Gators. The bomb comes out though, finds Fedora, and the Valkyrie comes out as well from Bunny, but the res on a Fedora, the dupe bomb from Jack on the point. Immortality Field to keep nice and healthy.
Ooh, I don't like
goes down.
This is lost.
Yeah, it might be a bit of a desperation visor up from etc. And they lose point A. And etc's gonna get punished here.
Really good for Tardigrades. Just like identifying like what was causing them fits, which was trying to get to that choke, and they're like, okay, we're just gonna set up like a million angles. Like Jack going to flank, like Fedora and Fancy will come help you, and then you'll bait kind of everyone in and leave the cart. So a really good job from them. I think you really want to get this like top stairs control here, because like with your comp, it's like better than their comp with that. So I think Flawless has to work on like trying to keep map control while also denying Jack.
Yeah, I mean, Fancy's doing a great job of that. Just sitting up on the high grounds, not letting him take it, or just always boosts him off and denies etc. this high ground control. And Jack with the opening pick again on the etc. Soldier going down this fight. No pressure really on Jack now, except from Flawless, but there's just not enough DM to go around here. As it looks like point B is being steamrolled again on the other side here. Etc. has returned to the fray. The Valkyrie from Bunny comes out, but Flawless has lost the mech in the meantime. Immortality Field keeps nice and healthy. The bomb out from Fancy in the back, tries to knock it off, but HP going down. You lose your mercy, and they put the nano on Gugu. And with 2.13 meters, Gators are pretty holding strong right now. It looks like they got it. The nano on Gugu was just what they needed. They duplicate. Not sure if that was needed. The hammer's getting whipped out, but
what a great fight from Flip-Flop. That dude was fighting demons. Yeah. they were fighting demons trying to keep Gugu alive, and gets the nano there too. That was really good from them.
Yeah, she was showing us that why she's been an all-star for all seasons of Overwatch's existence.
Yeah, I think trying to get this, now you have this top stairs control. Gugu gets another one on Jack. Gugu's really been turning around in Echo. I don't know if that's like a character they play very much, but
not what they're known for.
They've looked really good on Echo.
Yeah, looking really.
And like this, especially on this defense.
The window on the high ground will get that high ground control. Gugu punished. Flies right into the face of that window. Takes that down. Flawless. And here comes the bomb out from Flawless. Lands in the back. Even Top Field gets taken down, but they can't find the kills. Jack will finally fall.
Center another one.
Fedora Master, though, with the overload, just runs in the enemy team and puts down so much work with the right clicks with a long-range shotgun. And, I mean, HV will be punished, but it's not been nearly enough. As 3 minutes and 22 seconds for the end of B captured here. Tardigrades looking to show that the defense was a bit of a fluke.
Yeah, definitely holdable. I think both teams have kind of been. I mean, I think this is definitely holdable. Obviously the Tardigrades probably had a better first attack, so I think, and second to be honest. But I think they have definitely a way to win here. This third point is notorious for being pretty hard to get.
The duplicate on a Jack here, and Jack really can't go too far. Got melted almost immediately, had to get healed up. And pretty good peel right now from the Gators, not letting Jack gain too much value out of that duplicate form. They will disagree. Really nothing coming out of it. And now Gugu comes in with a dupe of his own on the D.Va. So many D.Vas on this field at all times. And we got a Valkyrie out from Bunny. The nano gets thrown in onto Flawless here. Goes in on the backline, finds Panini, a good punish. The bomb from Gugu. No boosters needed. Is wore out just in time, but Jack, the singer on the corner, gets taken down by Flawless, caught in the streets. And a fight win there. Did use a few also do so, but you love to stabilize here and point C where you have a huge advantage.
Yeah. They did have to use a lot of their ults there to try to hold that, so it's going to be a challenging, considering, like, you know, you're going to get 4 ults coming from Tardigrades this fight, so you kind of just have to, like, absorb the aggression and try to survive.
They use the Molten Core and the Valkyrie, and they get nothing but maybe, like, say, so 20 or so meters. Flip-Flop is finally taken down. Fancy goes in. The bomb from Flawless doesn't get anything. Nothing but the Torp turret. Fedora falling pretty weak here. Jack is like 1 HP in the backup, and just nobody's looking at him as he somehow survives through all that pressure. Etc. so weak. Was close to the visor. HV has whipped out the Glock. Didn't land a bolt, but didn't need to. They do have the duplicate as well. On to Kiriko from Jack. Trying to get a quick Casino Rush to finish off this push. Flawless falling very low. Lose out on the mech. Fedora's turret putting in the work. Finds 2. And a 1 minute, 19 second advantage right now for the Tardigrades on their attack.
Yeah, they definitely had a worse second point, which I think is kind of the defining factor. So actually, I don't know. They're both. Never mind. I'm misremembering. They had a worse first. So their hold was just not as strong, and it led the third to them not having as much breathing room. Tardigrades were kind of just able to build 4 ults, and that was it. So I think both teams understand this comp pretty well. They both kind of understand what you have to do to win. But I think Fancy is a diva player, and I think it shows. he seems to know, like, where to be almost at all times in this comp.
Yeah, man, like I was saying before the map started, like no slight to Flawless have been doing a great job on diva here, but Fancy has just been born and raised in the diva mines. Ready to put in the work here, and like you said, is seemingly everywhere all at once. You know, exactly where he needs to be at almost all times. Flawless trying their darndest, but just simply too much pressure coming out. And the swap here, Guku no longer opting into the flyer.
Yeah,
comp,
whipping out a double hit scan.
Oh no, never mind.
Oh.
Well, all right, we got trolled.
We lied.
We spread this information on the internet a little bit sometimes, but looking forward.
Yeah,
Guku.
back to the.
Go ahead.
Back to the mirror. Yeah, I think we're back to the same stuff. I think you're really gonna look at, can Guku do what Jack did on the first point, where you go around, set up angles, and kind of divide the tension, and able to, you know, get in. I get it. Fedora drops.
Fedora drops, and Jack does fall pretty low, but DM is there from Fancy to keep that echo in the sky. Never mind, the sticky mines are gonna fall, and then Rez is not denied. I don't know how that works now. Flawless pays for it with their mech. The picks are coming in here. Only 20 seconds remaining. These staggers are nasty. We might not get our toucher fish.
Yeah, I can't believe. I mean, honestly, he should have saved boosters to try to, like, do it closer. But yeah, I don't. Flawless might be able to get this touch on the right side. I think he will. But this is gonna be a
one-man army on the point.
Yeah.
Leonidas trying to deny the canyon, but it doesn't look like it's going to work out. Flawless, yeah. I'm surprised Fedora didn't whip out the hammer there. Has found 2 kills, but... And now 48.77 meters seems to be all they're going to get here on the attack. Subratory Molten Core in the sky.
Try to do the math in my head if you could spawn hold. I don't think you do. I think if you spawn held there, you'd still not even get another fight. So it's just one fight. You have to win, like, what, 3 fights in a row, probably? Like, you'll have to win, like, 2 real fights and then, like, a staggered fight on the side of Gators to win this. So definitely has their work cut out for them. Not going to be easy. I'd like to see them do, like... I mean, honestly, the comp they're playing is not bad. I would maybe want to move off the Ana on this last on this last defense, because it doesn't... Like, maybe play BAP so you have, like, an Immor, like, kind of like a second chance, or a Kiri, where you have, like, a Bell, to where you can, like, kind of bail someone out. They're now moving for this, like, double hit scan type of comp, really trying to deny. But on the other side, we see Jack go Sombra, this is obviously to build an EMP. Because they're seeing, like, oh, it's one fight territory, let's get an EMP and win the game. This strategy has mixed results, I will say. There are many of times I've seen teams do this and lose because they're overthinking it, and it ends up not working out. But seeing as Jack is like a Sombra main, I would assume that he thinks he can build an EMP and win the game here.
There's probably a strong chance that could happen. Then I gotta go, 48 meters, and you really don't contest until the 40th meter on this map anyway. So
Yeah.
you got about 10 or so meters to work with here if you are the Glasgow Gators trying to bring us to a map 4 and keep themselves alive in week 1. The Torite goes down pretty quickly, but really not too peeved about that. As Fancy trying to get control of the high ground yet again. I mean, Fancy just so annoying, just
Yeah,
knocks
he's
him off
just-
the high ground.
How
And,
does he die?
That's not a good
Oh,
start
Red's
here, and
different.
Bunny gets
Oh,
punished.
it's
That's
over.
probably it. I'm not a prognosticator, but it's going to be kind of rough for the Glasgow Gators to hold this. Flaw's going to put in some work.
Jeez.
The hat comes out on Naguku, and the hammer comes out. Do they let him get one? Nope. Fedora is denied a hammer kill in this week. So sad. But that's going to be the Tampa Tardigrades taking this series in 3-0 fashion, a dominant victory.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Would you like to give out a match MVP or?
I'll leave it to you. It's your first cast, man. I'll let you have this honor. I've done this plenty of times in my past, so you can go ahead.
I think on
and give
on
me
the
some.
third map, I would probably give it to Fancy. I think he was probably the best player there, but I think overall, I think Jack was the person that the Gators had to deal with. It was like, how are we going to stop Jack? Jack kind of won the first point by himself. So my match MVP is Jack.
It'd be hard to not give it to Jack for me as well. Like you said, Fancy on Rialto was putting in some massive amounts of work, but then you look back at Kings Row, had a sort of a quiet showing on DPS, putting in the work, got some picks here and there, but Jack was there the entire game. Whether it be the Echo, the Sombra, anything that annoys a player on the enemy team, he made sure to pick it up. So I think I'll also go ahead and give it to him. So we'll see if we can bring him in here for a quick interview. But if you are interested, by the way, everybody, our next match, I believe, has already started on the Aurora Overwatch 2 channel, which is linked in our announcements, but for some reason somebody didn't make an announcement, so I'll have to do that when I'm done here. But let's see, we'll go ahead and find Jack and bring him on in for an interview. Which one is he? Yep, he's the rat profile picture. Okay. Should have known. Sombra player. And there he is. There is Jack, our MVP of the game. Congratulations on the win, man. 3-0 victory for Tampa Tardigrades. How you feeling?
I was a little nervous going into the match, but I think it went well for our first match overall.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Fish.
Yeah, I was gonna say during Rialto, obviously when they capped 3 points and it looked like they might be able to start momentum. Did you guys ever talk about what you should have been doing differently? Was there any strategy you guys changed it up, because you seem to play a little better on Eurotech?
We started realizing that we just need to start targeting the Mercy. We were kind of just going for the Echo. I was taking a lot of Echo v Echo duels, and if we just started looking at the Mercy, we kind of could pick the Echo off after, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
that was just kind of our strategy for, I think, attack after that.
Yeah, and sadly we can't give you too much time in the interview because I gotta get ready for another production in 20 minutes. But I'll go ahead and give you El Clasico. If you could not be MVP of the match today, who would you go to your team and why?
I would probably just say Fancy, because there were so many times where he saved my life, and there was literally a part in the map, I think it was Ika Point, where he literally saved me from that barrage where I kind of messed up really hard. And I told him that barely happens when I play normal comp. So I was very grateful for that, and I think you did really well because of that.
I think the statement, "Fancy saved my life," could be used by about every single person on your team about 18 times over. So
Definitely.
kind of a freak on the Diva. So, yep, Tardigrades off to a strong start of the season. Congratulations again on the victory, and best of luck in the future matches.
Yeah, thank you.
Send him on back. Do you have any closing words, Fish? It's the first time in the cast. A life-changing moment for you. So anybody you want to give a shout-out to, or we'll go ahead and...
Yeah, it was fun, obviously. Our first week didn't go very well, but we're going to be back, all right? Next week we are playing one of the better teams, obviously. We're playing the Valentine's team, so yeah, well, look out for us. We're going to we'll surprise the world there.
Have you done some impromptu math lessons with Laura to learn to count to 3? Or
Yeah,
not quite
we're gonna go over it. We're gonna go over it.
Boot camp in the VC. All right, you'll have to hear it. Well, Thank you so much, everybody, for watching For Fish. I've been Booney. We, of course, have another match in half an hour on this channel, so come back for that. But in the meantime, you can go watch the Perth Pea Shooters and the St. Paul Sith over on Aurora Esports MN2. It is in the announcements channel of the Aurora Overwatch section, so go ahead and check that out in the meantime. Anyway, stay safe, stay healthy. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody.